हेलो एवरीवन, एज अ पार्ट ऑफ माय कॉर्पोरेट कोचिंग रिसेंटली मैंने एक ऑर्गेनाइज किया था टेक टॉक ऑन प्लेराइट, जो पता होगा आपको टेस्टिंग टूल है। बहुत सारे लोगों को अगर नहीं पता तो आज इस वीडियो में आपको सीखने को मिलेगा। तो आज का सेशन लिया है इंद्रनील ने, जिन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया है कि आप प्लेराइट जो टेस्टिंग टूल है इसको आप अपनी वेब एप्लीकेशंस में कैसे यूज़ कर सकते हो। प्लस एआई का ज़माना है, तो वी विल यूज़ गिटहब को पायलट। ओके, तो मैक्सिमम कंपनीज में यूज़ हो रहा है। ओके, तो वो यूज़ करेंगे सो दैट आपको कोडिंग वन बाय वन लाइन ना सिखाऊं, सीधा मुद्दे की बात करें। ओके, तो ये आधे घंटे के सेशन में आप बहुत कुछ सीखने वाले हो। और अगर आप फ्रंट एंड इंटरव्यू की भी तैयारी कर रहे हो, यू कैन चेक आउट माई वेबसाइट। वहाँ पे बहुत सारा कंटेंट फ्री में है। अगर आपको हर एक टॉपिक अच्छे से पढ़ना है, देन यू कैन चेक आउट माई सेल्फ पेस्ड प्रोग्राम। सेल्फ पेस्ड इसलिए बिकॉज मैंने बहुत डिटेल में आर्टिकल्स लिखे हुए हैं, तो अगर आप वो पढ़ लोगे आपका इंटरव्यू क्रैक हो जाएगा। इन केस इफ यू वांट टू ज्वाइन माय कॉर्पोरेट कोचिंग आल्सो, देन यू कैन चेक आउट वेबसाइट, सारी डिटेल्स वहाँ पे हैं। और अगर आपको कंपनीज लिस्ट डाउनलोड करनी है तो वो भी कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज मैं डेली जॉब पोस्टिंग करता रहता हूँ अपनी वेबसाइट पे। ओके जी, सो विदाउट फर्दर डिले लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड।
Hi everyone. I'm starting by sharing the screen. Screen is visible, right?
Yes, we can see. Yes, that.
Okay. So Playwright uh, is like an automation testing tool. It's by Microsoft, and if you are while we are developing software and in the complete life cycle, we have unit testing and then automation testing is generally when it comes that you want to write test cases. Like when you get a ticket, you have all sort of test cases that are written, that certain that whatever whatever application you have developed, your product might have given you certain test cases which you need to satisfy in order to say that the application is working as per the intentions of the ticket. So here Playwright is a is it's an automation framework which sits inside your code, and it's basically very similar to the unit testing frameworks that you see, the stuff that you see there, but it's for like a real time testing, when where it's not like the functional testing that you do inside your unit test, but actually opening up the browser, clicking on the buttons, and that sort of stuff it does. So Playwright is a framework. It's not a complete suite. There's a complete Playwright is generally used with some automation, maintenance suits like Practice or something. But at the same time, there is some certain suits like Catalan and all, which is a complete suite, right? Where you can maintain your automation test cases as well. You can perform automation test. So these two kinds of variations are there. So in order to, yes, look, Playwright is more like you are writing functions, you are writing stuff which actually executes the test. But in terms of behavior driven testing, you need something, a framework called Cucumber, where you basically mention your features. Like for example, if I can show you, it's like to do feature. Okay, so if you see, uh, in this feature file, I have given a scenario, and then I write one by one, like what should happen, what. So given I have a to do application, so it will open the to do application. Given I add a to do item, so it will add a to do item. So these are all non technical stuff which you might get via your your product or ticket or somewhat like that. And then you create such files. These are feature specific files, so each feature can have each file. So it depends upon how you want to maintain it. That's how it goes. So Cucumber helps you in that. If you can read this document, I'll share you the GitHub link. It is very detailed, where you can understand what. So what are the prerequisites? I have developed this in Angular because I'm an Angular developer, so I have more hands-on on that. But you can use any if you like. The framework is it's not how to say uh, uh, dependent on any single framework. So basically, you need Node.js, npm package manager. Obviously, you get both. Then you need Angular CLI. Then you can use VS Code, or if you have a hands-on in IntelliJ, you can use that as well. So knowledge and prerequisites is very basic. Then we start with the project setup. So for this complete thing, I will be using Copilot agentic mode. So it's easy for us to just go through what it is doing rather than figuring out bugs. So agentic mode development, one second. Yeah. I might not be able to see you in case I'm not audible.
Maybe we can see your VS Code right now.
Okay, okay. Yeah, इधर नहीं जा रहा. So now I will be using agentic mode to basically develop this complete application. Okay. So our primary job, which we have to do is if we simply write here that create me a basic simple to do application in Angular. So this will be a very vague statement and your copilot will hallucinate. So in order to feed some initial data, what you have to do is you have to first create a basic application that, whenever you install Angular, you will get this option. So you can select these options. Don't go for SSR now. We are not ready for zoneless so far. You can select Git Copilot. It will help the Copilot better understand your
The repo.
repo.
Okay. So
So
right now we are installing Angular.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically installing no, creating the Angular app. So
Angular
it
app, not
will,
Angular. Angular app. Yes.
yeah.
Okay. And on top of it, we will install library Playwright. Agree?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So what I will do, guys? Right now, Indranil is doing on Angular. I will do practice on React. So likewise, these videos will be available on our YouTube channel. So you can also do the practice by repeating the steps, or likewise you can do your own. We are using GitHub Copilot reason because yes, we want to speed up because our core focus is to understand, okay, quickly, not cram the each lines. Yes, over to you, Indra.
Yeah. So the application is now ready. It's a created application. Okay. So from here, our first job will be that Git Copilot ideally doesn't know or doesn't have the better understanding of what sort of project that you have created. Okay. So the first step will be to generate agentic instruction set. So what is this agentic instruction set is? It basically reads your complete repo and creates its own sort of instructions and understands that if I have to implement certain feature, in what pattern the feature should be implemented. Right. So if you have a really bigger project or you have a really bigger Angular or React project, this generation helps it read through your project and read through the patterns which is built over the time. Okay, so whenever you build a new feature, it doesn't breach that border. But these
So, so do we need to enable it separately or is it by default?
it's an optional thing. You can click on here, it will generate it for you,
Hmm.
but it will reduce the hallucinations in the model.
Okay.
So it will hallucinate less. So I'll do this just for the sake of showing it. So this will execute this complete prompt. So
Okay.
this is a very generic, universally used prompt. You can basically, create your own instruction set as well. You can find on Medium, there will be links. You can generate your own instruction set, which will basically help Copilot read your code base, understand the patterns, and uh, execute better. So here, if you can see, it is creating a GitHub file and then VS Code extensions, tasks or JSONs. It will create certain files which it's reading basically.
Okay.
So it will take some time.
Mhm.
Okay.
So this is an optional thing actually, right?
Yeah, it's an optional thing to reduce hallucinations. That's it.
Got it. Got it.
So now it will say that what it did. It read the product overview, architecture, development workflow, file structure, and everything.
Mhm.
Okay. So now once this is done, you will
Yes.
see there is a instruction set.md file that has been created. This is basically whatever the code structure is now ready for the agent
Okay.
and it's linked to Copilot. So for this Playwright example, we will take a basic to-do app
Mhm.
and we will ask Copilot to make it for us. Okay. So hash code base is the context of the code base. Now I'm giving the context of the whole code base because the modification is not subject to single file. It's subject to whole code base. Okay. So modify the code base to create a simple to do app. Keep it as simple as possible.
So you are creating a to-do app. So when will you give I mean to say, will you give separate instruction for Playwright?
Yeah, we
Okay.
have to go step by step.
Okay.
Uh, so in that situation only, I'll say that if you give multiple instructions in a single prompt, it will hallucinate. So we have to first do one job, finish it, then second job, then third job. So
देसी भाषा में भोकला जाएगा.
हाँ, बौखलाता है वो.
ओके ओके, ठीक है. ये
बौखला के बौखला के आइटरेटिवली चलता ही रहता है. तो
ओके.
उसमें एक टाइम आउट होता है, वो कुछ टाइम, अगर आप सोचिए कि एंटरप्राइज ग्रेड में अगर आप आपके पास लिमिटेड टोकन्स हैं और अगर आप प्रीमियम मॉडल यूज कर रहे हो, तो वो मतलब वो आपका पूरा खा जाएगा, वो अपने आप ही चलता रहता है.
गॉट इट गॉट इट गॉट इट. यस ओके.
मॉडिफाई द कोड बेस टू क्रिएट अ सिंपल नोड, कीप इट एज सिंपल एज पॉसिबल. ये कीप इट एज सिंपल एज पॉसिबल लिखना इसलिए भी ये भी थोड़ा वेग है, बट एटलीस्ट इसको ये बाउंड्री सेट करता है कि भाई बहुत ज्यादा फीचर्स मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. ठीक
गॉट
है.
इट.
अगर आप इसमें और यू कैन ऑल्सो डिफाइन मोर फीचर्स इनटू इट, लाइक what exactly you want in your app. But let's see what it does with this simple prompt. But this is also very vague prompt. We can go even detailed, but we'll go with this. At least we can take the power of this stuff doing it. So now you can see it has said that it will break it. Now it is breaking into steps. This, if we can do this, the process will be much faster. Like first is create a to-do interface, then add state management using signals, create a simple form to add to-dos. These are doing so. Like for example, here I don't want signals.
ओके.
तो मैंने उसको बोला कि सिग्नल्स का मत यूज करो, बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाएगा. सिंपल अरे स्टोरेज यूज करके ही करो, उतना कॉम्प्लेक्स करने का जरूरत नहीं.
करेक्ट. So right now it is modifying the files in our repo, right?
Yes, it will modify the complete files in our repo.
So right now we are learning two things. Okay, so audience will get to learn two things. अगर okay guys, if you know this stuff, so ignore this stuff. Uh, Moving forward, you will get directly to Playwright. You can jump on that directly. Okay. Ideally, in corporate, these cursors or third-party tools like ChatGPT, these are not allowed. We go VS Code extension because maximum companies has tie up with GitHub. Okay, so it is allowed. Copilot is allowed. So first you cross check what is allowed in your company. Okay, then you can use these tools. Okay, so right now it is creating files. It is modifying and
It's not.
let me fix the template completely. Okay.
Mhm. So I'll with the existing applications, I'll explain as well.
So
Let it
this
do
is
it.
a document also, right? We will share it with people, right?
Yeah. So what it is basically doing is it's going through your file, cleaning up the stuff,
Uh-huh.
and it will probably create such a complete template here,
Got it.
and it will modify the spec file where you can there's a simple to do. Again, this some simple to do has been there.
Mhm.
So these files it's generating and creating.
Okay, awesome.
These are already there. Right now it's modifying. So that's what it will be like. I think the application is also running. Let me show you. Okay.
So, so what I want to say is, if that is taking time,
Mhm.
we can directly start testing this application.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can start testing. It takes some time, but I think it's like automated. So obviously,
Because many people might have existing
mm,
applications. So, uh, what we will do is we will put this repo on GitHub so that people can directly download and run the Playwright. package and explore it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. Yeah.
So this is the application that I created. It's a very basic one. See, you can see it's a very basic application. So now my application is ready. Okay. So now comes the next steps, which is installing Playwright. Okay. So if you go to package.json, we basically need two things, which is the uh, this Playwright test framework. Okay. And you have Cucumber, then Cucumber prettier formatter. These are all added just for the beautification. So you just need these two. Okay. Then after that, there are certain configurations that you have to make. These configurations are like one-time configurations. So you can just go through this configuration of the Git from my repo, or you can get any better repo which
So,
works.
so here in playwright.config.js, what I understood is in projects, we
Mhm.
want to check our application is working on which major browsers like Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. So each test case will run on three different browsers. Agree?
Ideally, it will run on the browser that is available in your system, which is default.
Okay.
Yeah. So these three browsers, these are the configuration for the major browsers. Whichever is basically available in your system, it runs that one.
Okay. Available in system as well as default. Okay, got it. Okay.
Then
Let's see now.
then local server settings, which where is the link is actually going to run. Like for example, right now we have 4200, so it will have 4200. Then timeout, what should be the maximum timeout for a single test that is running. Then if you want some retries or not, like single test, if it is fails for some time, how many times you want to retry to it. Then it will also generate a HTML report. So these configurations are done. Then you will go to your Cucumber configuration, which basically will say which are the files that are required. Then format, what sort of format. It's basically formatting. And then simpler interface, async await, paths, and publish quite. These settings you can just go and check detail. I've implemented it with with agent, so I'm less understanding on that. But we can see that. Then we have Cucumber JS settings, which basically again helps Cucumber to understand that what is the complete linking and what are the URLs. So these are there. Now after the setup, so the basic thing is setup is like a one-time thing. You can understand how the setup is taking place. But the main thing starts when you have to write features. So features is obviously it's supplied to you. You can write custom features also. Like here I will put welcome and then click on add to do, then I'll click on delete. Is it success or not? So that kind of a thing. Then and this is basically a complete syntax. So if you go and read my document as well, so here in Cucumber, structure with organized test, writing scenarios in a human readable format. Okay. So here is what is the syntax is called is Gherkin syntax. So there are certain rules for this syntax. You have to follow those, and then you have to mention it. These are mostly used by the QAs to maintain stuff. It's also right now it's part of our. So in Gherkin syntax is also explained. So given, when, then, and. So basically a human readable scenario. So to-do list as a user. So what you are getting in your ticket as a user, I want to manage my to-do so that I can keep track of my task. Purpose, format, and why we need it. It's describing that. Then the test scenario that you are going to write. So this is a scenario to add a to-do item. Given I am a to-do application. So in this way, you have to
Can
write
you
your test.
can you run one test case?
Yeah,
So
we can run we can run it. So for running the test case, we have this command, which is basically npm run e2e. It will run all the test cases, so you can see how it is working. So see, it's running the first test case. It opens the browser automatically,
okay.
and you will see say it's added grocery.
Uh-huh.
and then one more will come up. It has ticked on grocery.
Okay, so it is opening browsers and performing each operations.
Yes. So once that is done, you will see this uh, three tests passed, right? So just like this. Now the question comes is, how did you like? How do like how we just by writing these it won't work. So we have to write some steps also. So steps will you will be very familiar with these steps, which are you might have written in your unit testing also. So what it is does is when you write a sentence called I am on a to do application. So what it is going to do is it's going to open the page and see if you are on the to do application or not. Okay, so this is the first test that it is doing, that am I able to open the link or not, and if I am opening the link, am I on the correct page or not. Okay, so it's again that expect if kind of that test that you are writing, you are very familiar with. That's how it is. Now the second kind of is when you want to pass some parameter. So the syntax is like this. Okay, so you write the sentence, I add to do item with text and this string. Okay, and then you write an async function where the main feature comes into play is locators. Okay, so basically locators are nothing. If you open like this, and if you go to your element, okay, so if you click on this button, now this button, how will you locate this button of the DOM? Okay, there is one way that if you see type is button or otherwise you locate it via class. So Playwright comes with its own syntax and everything. I mean, its own selector libraries and everything. When you go deeper into those selectors via Playwright documents, you will get these. So page dot locator, then you can locate by you can locate by the text, you can locate by ID, you can locate by anything. There are a lot of options there. Excuse me.
So in short, these are syntax provided by Playwright, right?
Yes,
Because in Jest library we directly use get element by ID like that.
correct.
Uh,
So here you can see if you want to copy a selector. Okay, so you copy the selector, and if you click and find, so this is how the selector comes, but this is not an ideal selector. You can use it though, but it's not the ideal form of selector. You have to use something which is very robust. Robust in the sense it never changes over the time, because in a page it's now saying button, but there
correct.
can be multiple buttons. Okay.
Class is good, right? Then
Yeah, class is good. Yes.
It should be ID, right? Like ID is unique.
Yeah, ID class. There is something called data dash test item ID, I guess. That is something which we use. That is also useful. Then
XPath is possible, like giving XPath.
XPath, I have heard the XPath, I mean, heard XPath getting used in Catloon. I've never heard it in Playwright, but you can try. I'm not very sure. But when my QAs used to use Catloon, they used to say about XPath. But in Playwright, I think it's there or not, you have to check. So so now basically that's what is left. Okay, so you are writing a logic, and as well you are writing all the navigation steps also, right? So first you go to a page, you find a locator, you fill something, say like fill, then click, then locator dot has a particular text or not, then this to do item is visible or not. So that kind of testing you have to do. You have to write each and every thing. But
sorry, continue. Sorry.
so Uh, so this is the complete file which you see, which is the main step file. And then you have some extra files, which like page, which basically gives you the settings like you want to run it in a headless mode, you want to run in a slow-mo mode. Then what will be the viewport of the browser that you want to open or not. When you are in a CI/CD pipeline, headless and all will be false. Slow-mo won't be there. because you need to have optimized build times.
What is the
So
difference between headless and what other you said? Headful, I think
I
so.
mean headless only. Headless means the browser window won't open. So it
Okay.
will be even faster to
So
execute.
false means it will not open.
It will open.
Okay, false means open. Headless means whether okay, it will not open, and false means true. Okay, got it.
Then you have hooks, like obviously in unit test also you have hooks before all, after all. So here it is before, after. So before every test, create a page. After every test, close the browser.
So this is the because generally in our applications we have multiple components and multiple test cases, right?
Yes.
So what will be the folder structure or file structure? Right now I can see only you have written in steps, right? Where you have
So
written all the test cases, right? These are all the test cases, or what is it?
yeah, these are all the test cases.
But when you run, okay, it is said that three test cases passed and
Mm.
below in terminal, and it is showing 11 steps down at the bottom down where we have.
Yes.
These are 11.
These are all the steps which are defined. So tests. This is one test,
Okay, one test. Okay.
and these are the steps to perform in a single test.
Hmm.
So 11 tests were there. Out of that, each scenario, like certain all the scenarios which you will be doing in a manual testing, you can mention it here, and you can achieve it via.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is done with the help of Cucumber. This is
Yeah.
steps which we are writing here, right?
Yes. Yes. So uh, this is how it executes. Now let's go back to our this thing. So this is what happens when you hit the length limit.
I think you practiced a lot.
No, actually, it's what this happens is when you are that's what happens when your prompts are very vague or smaller.
Got
You
it.
have to define your complete this thing, your complete requirement. Then only it works. You can keep on trying again. It works. It takes some time, but it will do the job. But that's how it works.
Are you using free version? Is it a free version?
Yeah, it's a free version.
Okay.
In enterprise version, this never happens. In
Correct.
enterprise version, you will get errors like public code generated. So you cannot have public code. You can have your custom rules set in enterprise version, and
Correct.
in public in this version, I think it's picking from anywhere it wants. So uh, that's how you do vibe coding or you do prompt based coding. So that's one part where you have to monitor AI writing the code. So you will feel like a senior developer seeing your junior developer code and what he's writing, what he's not writing. And at the same time, it's very powerful to create simple base applications. So it's very powerful in terms of base configurations. It's very useful and powerful in doing testing, especially unit testing, where want to create more new test cases.
So,
So
so in general, can you show the document and can you show us your GitHub as well? And if we
yeah.
want to execute directly your application and run the test case,
Mm.
how we will do?
So this is the application that this is the application
Okay.
where it is there,
Mhm.
and of this is a guide of setup. So I think you have to do nothing. You have to just do npm i
Mhm.
and just check if the application is running properly or not. And then again, if you go to package JSON, uh, you have these script which is written there. You have E2E or you have E2E npm run E2E. This will run the complete suite.
So
So
if I want to
that's it.
run the test cases, which command do I need to run?
Mhm.
npm run e2e or npm run test? Not npm, it's ng, right?
npm run E2E.
Okay, npm run e2e will
npm
execute
run
all
E2E.
the tests.
Yeah, it will execute all the tests.
Okay, got it. Fine. So let's see and let's explore. And if required, we will use okay, either ChatGPT, Copilot, or something else. Naveen,
Yes.
Naveen, any doubts?
Yeah, I have one doubt. Like, is there a way to like, what is the strategy which we're using to test components which are lazy loaded? Like sometimes the components won't load unless we scroll to them. Like there are some scenarios like infinite scrolling functionality is there in a browser, like in a page. Then we have to scroll it multiple times to get that element loaded, right? So, like, what are the strategies used to test such scenarios using Playwright?
Yeah.
So over to you, Indranil. Indranil, have you ever faced this situation?
Yeah, actually, this Playwright automation, uh, it's like a real world. So when you're opening your browser, right? So for example, if you went to a certain module where you say that it is getting ready loaded or it's getting loaded by certain condition. Okay. So for example, as a user, what you will be doing? So when I click on a button, I am seeing a loader. So in Cucumber itself, you will be defining that given the particular button, given the particular scenario, when I click on this, then I see a loader and I see something. So you write like that, and then in the steps you mention that okay, when I see this button, I have to wait for certain time. You can provide an async, you can check it in a synchronous way, where until certain API gives a response or certain loader stops showing up, okay, you wait, and then you go for the next step. The complete scenario and all the cases are being mentioned in the Playwright documentation, where you can read about it, how to wait for something, how to check if the particular result has came or not. So it's
So,
completely there.
so Indranil, you are in short, you are saying where you have written steps when, then, right?
Huh.
So there you are saying that we need to mention particularly like this. Agree?
Yes, yes, yes. So I'll show you also.
So Naveen, what we will do is, okay, today I will do it in React application.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will try to replicate this situation which you are mentioning. So once I do that, I will share that document or GitHub with you. Okay, Naveen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
That your question is very good and common scenario.
Hmm.
Absolutely agree because this is lazy loading is used on almost all the applications. So yeah,
This await mentioning, you see, your function is async, and when you are awaiting, so you are awaiting, the Playwright is awaiting for this button to be visible. Okay. So if that button is not visible, it will give error after certain milliseconds. Okay. So like in our case, 3000 milliseconds. So for each step, it has some waiting time. Okay. You can increase those waiting times as well. At the same time, you can write in certain pattern that, okay, certain API call is over, then I'll progress with it. We have to see the syntax. It's completely there in the document, and it's completely possible. I have also written it, but it's no, it's really difficult to remember everything.
maybe
So
good.
No,
This
that's
is the
fine.
first Naveen. Actually, this is the first time Indranil is taking session. I requested him to take because he has at least understanding of Playwright. And this is just a refresher section who wanted to understand what Playwright can do. Okay, and how it is, how much easy it is to use it. Because earlier we used to write code right from scratch. We don't know where to start, how to start. So that's why I told engineer to show us with the help of GitHub Copilot so that anyone can use it. Okay, so let's see. This session is really good, Indranil, for as a beginner, and we'll plan something more in future. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye
thanks
bye.
for the session.
Okay.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.